Hi guys, I hope you all are doing really well. My name is Sonia. Today we will be doing Pythagorean triplets. In our previous classes we have studied the Pythagoras theorem, which states that in a right angled triangle, the square on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares on the other two sides of the triangle containing the right angle. Now suppose if I have a right angled triangle ABC where angle B is 90 degree. So the side opposite to angle B, which is side AC, is the hypotenuse. So as per this theorem, the area of the square on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the area of the squares on the other two sides. Now if I take the length of my hypotenuse as C, length of my base as A, and length of the perpendicular side as B, according to this theorem, I can say that A square plus B square is equal to C square, where A, B and C are natural numbers. So according to this theorem, if I have any three numbers which can be represented in the form that the square of the two numbers is equal to the square of the sum of the square of the two numbers is equal to the square of the third number, then these three numbers are said to form a Pythagorean triplet. Now I'll explain the triplets with a couple of examples. For example, if I have this triangle with sides 3, 4 and 5. So 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. 3 square, I can verify this, 3 square is 9 plus, this is a basic triplet which we have. 4 square is 16, 9 plus 16 is 25, which is equal to 5 square, which is also 25. So here I can say that 3, 4 and 5 form a triplet, Pythagorean triplet. Another example is 6, if I have a triangle, right angle triangle with sides 6, 8 and 10. So 6 square plus 8 square should be equal to 10 square. Now 6 square is 36, 8 square is 64, which gives me 100, and which is equal to 10 square, which is also 100. So here I can say that the numbers 6, 8 and 10 also form a Pythagorean triplet. I'll write this as PT. So in general I can say that if I have any three numbers, any three natural numbers A, B and C of the form where A square plus B square is equal to C square, that the sum of the squares of two numbers is equal to the third square of the third number, then A, B and C will form a Pythagorean triplet. Now I can generalize this in a standard format or a formula which we can use to find the triplets. If I have any natural number m which is greater than 1, natural numbers means starting from 1, 2, 3 and so on, then 2m the whole square as per this formula plus m square minus 1 the whole square will be equal to m square plus 1 the whole square. If this holds good, then the numbers 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1 will form a Pythagorean triplet. Now I'll teach you a shortcut method to find the Pythagorean triplets when one number is given. Suppose the number given is odd. First we'll do with odd numbers. Suppose the number given is 3. So first step is I'll take the square of this 3. This is one number of the triplet given to me, 3. So square is 9. Now I have to express the square as a sum of two consecutive numbers, which I can do it by dividing by 2. 2 4s are 8, remainder 1. Now I just see the quotient part. I forget about the remainder. My quotient is 4. So I can, for 9 I can do it manually also because it is a small number. I know that 4 plus 5 gives me 9. But over here, for big numbers we use this method. The quotient we take as one number of the triplet, add 1 to it, which gives me 5, which is the third number of the triplet. So I can say that 3, 4 and 5 form a Pythagorean triplet. Now another example I take of another odd numbers, 7. So my first step is to square the number. 7 square gives me 49. Express 49 as a sum of two consecutive numbers, for which I divide 49 by 2. So 2 2s are 4, remainder 0, 2 4s are 8, remainder 1. So now my quotient is 24. So I can express 49 as 24 and add 1, I get 25. So my triplet, the numbers which form the triplet are 7 was given to me, 7, 24 and 25 will form another triplet. I take another example, say 11. 11 is also odd number. First step is to square the number. 11 square gives me 121. I divide it by 2. I get 60 as my quotient. Quotient is 60. So I can split 121 as the sum of 60, add 1 to this, get 61. So my triplet is 11, 60 and 61. Thus this is a shortcut method to find the triplets of odd numbers. In a similar way, there is a shortcut method to find the Pythagorean triplets when the number given is even. To explain this, I will take a few examples. First I take number 6. My step 1 is to divide the number by 2. On dividing I get 3, which is an odd factor. Step 2 is to take the square of this 3. 3 square is 3 into 3, 9. Step 3 is to add 1 to 9 and to subtract 1 from 9. On adding I get 10, on subtracting I get 8. So 6, 8 and 10 will form my Pythagorean triplets. I will take another example. Now I take the number 14. Step 1 is to divide 14 by 2, which gives me 7. Now step 2, take the square of 7, which gives me 7 into 7, 49. Step 3, add 1 to this 49 and subtract 1 from 49. On adding I get 50, on subtracting I get 48. So my triplets are 14, 48 and 50. I will take a third example. Suppose I have the number 22. Step 1, divide the number by 2, I get 11. Step 2, take the square of this 11. 11 into 11, 121. Step 3, add 1 to this and subtract 1 from 121. On adding I get 122, on subtracting I get 120. So my triplets will be 22, 120 and 122. Now all of us know that for any natural number m, 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1 give us the Pythagorean triplets. This is as per the formula we know. Now if you see in all these examples where I have used the shortcut method, what I am doing is actually using this formula. So if I take this first example, what is 2m divided by 2? It gives me value of m. Over here when I take 6 and divide by 2, 6 divided by 2 which gives me 3, this is my value of m, and 6 is my 2m. When I take the square of this m, on adding 1 and subtracting 1, what I am doing is actually this is m square plus 1, this is m square minus 1. So actually I am just using this formula in the shortcut method, but doing it with numbers, so it looks easy. We are not just memorizing the formula and doing it, we are understanding this concept and then using the formula. Now I'll explain you how to find the Pythagorean triplet using the standard form. As per the standard form, we know that for any natural number where m is greater than 1, 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1 form the Pythagorean triplet. Now I'll take an example. Find a Pythagorean triplet with one number as 12. So I take case 1 where I take m square minus 1 is equal to 12. This means that m square is equal to 12 plus 1, which is equal to 13. Now 13 is not a perfect square. There is no natural number m whose square can be 13. That means for no natural number m can m square minus 1 equal to 12 hold good. So I take my case 2 where I use m square plus 1 is equal to 12. This means m square will be equal to 12 minus 1, which is 11. Now 11 is again not a perfect square. So there is no natural number m whose square can be 11. So for no natural number m can m square plus 1 be equal to 12 hold good. So I take my case 3 where I say 2m is equal to 12. Therefore m will be equal to 12 divided by 2, which is 6. So if m is 6, now I can find the value of m square minus 1, which is 6 square minus 1, which is 36 minus 1, that gives me 35. M square plus 1, which is equal to 6 square plus 1, that is 36 plus 1, which is 37. So my Pythagorean triplets will be 12 was the number given to me, 12, 35 and 37. Please like, share and subscribe. Stay home, stay safe. Thanks for watching.